Well, folks, it seems our former president has been hitting the history books again. And by history books, I mean that dusty old thing in the back of the library nobody ever checks out. You know, the one with the quill pen doodles and recipes for squirrel stew. That's right, Donald J. Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has unearthed a relic from 1798, the Alien Enemies Act. Apparently, he thinks it's the golden ticket to solve all our immigration woes. Now, you might be thinking, the 1700s? That's like when America was just a toddler with a powdered wig. And you'd be right. Back then, we were still figuring out this whole country thing. We hadn't even invented sliced bread yet, let alone a coherent immigration policy. But hey, who needs modern solutions when you've got an ancient law up your sleeve, right? This blast from the past has got everyone talking, from political pundits to your Aunt Mildred who still thinks disco is all the rage. Is it a stroke of genius or a recipe for disaster? Let's dive in, shall we? So, what exactly is this Alien Enemies Act, you ask? Well, imagine a time when America was just a wee babe in the woods, scared of its own shadow and every foreign nation that dared to look at it sideways. We're talking serious trust issues here, folks. Enter the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a law so old it probably came with its own cobwebs. This bad boy basically gave the president the power to kick out any foreigner they deemed a threat during wartime. Yep, you heard that right. Seemed like a good idea at the time, I guess. Fast forward to 2025, and the Donald thinks this relic of the past is just what America needs to fix its immigration problems. Forget building a wall, folks. We're going full-on time travel. He's keeping mum on who exactly he considers an enemy, but if his Twitter feed is anything to go by, it's anyone who doesn't share his love for well-done steaks and gold-plated everything. Now, as you can imagine, not everyone's thrilled about Trump's little trip down memory lane. Critics are up in arms, waving their pocket constitutions and yelling things like, unconstitutional, and this is America, not some banana republic. No offense to bananas, of course. They're arguing that this law is about as outdated as your grandma's dial-up internet. I mean, come on, folks. The Founding Fathers didn't even have indoor plumbing when they wrote this thing. How can it possibly apply to our modern interconnected world? They're also concerned about, the whole discrimination thing. Using a law that targets people based on their nationality. In this day and age, that's about as popular as a skunk at a garden party. Trump's loyalists cheer, "Make America great again, one deportation at a time." On the other side of the aisle, Trump's die-hard supporters are all for it. They're cheering him on, waving their "Make America Great Again" hats and chanting, "Build that wall," or "Deport them all," something like that. They're buying into the whole national security argument hook, line, and sinker. Never mind that there's no actual evidence to support the idea that immigrants are a threat to our safety. Facts or so last year, anyway. And then there's the whole southern border situation. According to them, it's a full-on invasion down there, folks. A regular fiesta of illegal immigration. And someone needs to bring the piñata. And that someone, they believe, is Donald J. Trump, armed with a 200-year-old law and a whole lot of bluster. A legal circus, lawyers, judges, and a whole lot of head-scratching. So, what's the likely outcome of all this legal wrangling? Well, your guess is as good as mine, folks. It's a constitutional conundrum wrapped in a legal enigma, sprinkled with a healthy dose of political posturing. One thing's for sure, it's going to be a field day for lawyers. They'll be lining up like kids at a candy store, eager to sink their teeth into this juicy legal battle. We're talking Supreme Court showdown, folks, with enough drama to make even the most jaded legal eagle reach for the popcorn. But hey, while we wait for the legal dust to settle, let's not forget to find the humor in all this. After all, laughter is the best medicine, especially when it comes to politics. Just remember, folks, stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay laughing.